Já si chci vybrat.
Ah, yes. A bit older than the others, aren't you? You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain expectations.
Do prdele, podle toho, co řeknu, tak mě to dá asi. Pokud to máš propojený, tak to určí stránka. No mám to propojený, no. Už se nemůžu dočkat, až se budu učit.
I'm looking forward to meeting my professors and learning all I can at Hogwarts.
Indeed. Hogwarts has much to offer a dedicated student. And what you learn in class will prepare you for challenges outside the classroom as well. I wonder... I detect something in you. A certain sense of... what is it?
Odvaha, zvědavost, věrnost, ambice. Zmiozel, Nebelvír, Havraspár, počkat, Mrzimor, ale nezní jak Mrzimor. Loyalty je Gryffindorimu. Já chci dát loyalty.
A sense of loyalty? I believe myself to be a true friend. I know I value that trait in others.
True, to jsem já.
You do not give up easily, do you?
Jo, to jsem přesně já, ty vole. Nejsem Quitter.
And your loyalty to a friend delayed your arrival here this evening. Perhaps you belong in Hufflepuff.
Takže já jsem Mrzimor, jo. Ježíši Kriste. Jestli z toho neděje, mě vyšel taky. Můžu to změnit. A tak když mi to vybral ten klobouk. Změň taky. Nech to. To hádám nebudeš měnit tak kusy. Jo no, je to part experienceu. Podle mě je to part experience, no, když mě to vybral ten klobouk, tak prostě si nemůžu nic dělat. Prečítaj si ostatně. Mrzimor má Azkaban quest. Ty vole, do Azkabanu bych šel docela. A stránka ti dala Nebelvír. Doslova i Harry to změnil. Jak to on udělal vlastně? Kdyby si mal propojené, tak tu otázku nemáš a dát ti podle stránky. Já jsem to udělal až potom, co jsem to zapl, no. Tak já to na vás nechám, čete, dejte hlasování. Já si jdu pro svačinu. Lomeno Pol, moc. Počkej, já to udělám, já za ním udělám práci jednou. Lomeno Pol. F. Escape. Mám zmáčknout. To si děláte prdel, ne? Takže je vám úplně jedno, jak to dopadne. Tam zase... Ach jo. Ten event začne tak jako tak okolo 20:00, ok. Ve filmu to byl tak, že Harry chtěl nebyl vidět klobouk ukecál na mělce, že tam to fungovalo tak, že klobouk dá žákovi to, co si on přeje. Aha. Nehají to jako správná krysa. Jo, ale demokracie rozhodla. Koukám. Podplacené volby. O 3 hlasy doslova. Muchy, říkal jsem si, že čet jsou gigačedi a bohužel měním názor. Myslím si, že nikdo nežije v chatu pro... Jděte do prdele! Takže si mám rozhodnout sám, chápu. Víš, proč nemůže nikdo z Mrzimoru dostat mor? Protože pufne prostě. Já puf a zmizí. Nebyl má nejnudnější kolej, co se vizuál týče, to, co si dostal, nebo zmizel, vyber. Já si vyberu ten Hufflepuff, prostě jsem ho dostal od té hry. Tak ho beru.
Better be Hufflepuff!
Proč se usmívá, vole, mě by to mrzelo. Zasranej šprt teďka. Výborně.
Oh, and one more thing.
Hufflepuff se mi líbil nejmíň v těch knížkách.
This year's Quidditch season has been cancelled.
Cože?
Enough. It's not as though I've banned flying altogether.
Havrasas, pár jsou šprti, aha.
Don't tempt me. You are here to focus on your academic futures. I'm sure you will have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow. I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
Quite an entrance. It's lovely to meet you.
Ježiši, Yellow Team.
Would you be so kind as to show our new student to their common room?
I shall see to it, sir. As I was saying,
Mám krásný zlatý
I'm
hábit,
Professor
ale...
Weasley. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Professor.
As deputy headmistress, it is my distinct honor
Zástupkyně
to show you to
ředitele.
your common room. Right this way.
Ty vole, zase protekční služba, samotná zástupkyně ředitele. Mě ukazuje, kde spím.
For a student to begin as a fifth year. Might be a bit of work, but I'm sure that's never stopped you before.
It hasn't, Professor.
Now, here we are at the entrance to the Hufflepuff Common Room.
Co to kurva je, my žijem ve
This is the
sklepě.
entrance.
Indeed. I will explain what to do, but I hesitate to do it myself as one errant knock leads to being doused in vinegar. Most unpleasant. You must
Podstovím
tap the
sklepě.
barrel, 2 from the bottom, middle of the second row, in the rhythm of Helga Hufflepuff.
Co? To jsem si nezapamatoval.
on in and get some sleep. You have a big day ahead of you.
Fakt sedí na mě ta
I shall be
frakce.
back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your first night at Hogwarts. Sleep well.
Žijem prostě ve sklepě. Vážně v té řekě Brave, co? Ježíši Kriste! To vypadá jak hobití nora tohleto. Kriste, pane. Do čeho jste mě ukecali zase? Já jsem měl dostat z té webové stránky Nebelvír. Jste v nějakým skurveným ty vole hippiesáckým hnutí. Tak co, hoši, jdem se přilepit na silnici? Ty vole, už se nemůžu dočkat, až počmárám nějaký obraz a vyliju na sebe rajčatovou polévku. Ježíš, všude zelená. No jo, ty vole. Tak aspoň nějaký dobrou dělám, no, když už podporuju transfobní ty vole Rowlingovou koupí této hry a její propagací, tak... Aspoň ty vole, tady rozšířuju nějaký ekologický vibes. 100% hezčí výslednost než Gryffindor, actually. A co má Gryffindor? A jako jo, vypadá to pěkně, no. Jak mu zčernala ta hlava.
There you are. Oh, hello.
Hello.
She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself, especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
Vím hovno.
I am a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do.
Indeed. 4 years of schoolwork is a bit... Being that far behind, I'd feel so... inadequate. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove
A ty
yourself
plášťák
in no
mají zlatý, to je moc
time.
pěkný,
I'm
no.
hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Zlatočerná je moje nejoblíbenější barevná kombinace. Myslíš, že by si měla být Havraspar?
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
Teď to se voje samec, ne samice, jen samci mají ty černá peří, proto byla Hedvika ve skutečnosti Hedvig. Aha, aha. Trivia. Duch tady je. Lítá po bradavicích běžně. Jo, dobrý den!
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm
Aha.
Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Tak jsem nakonec vybral dobře.
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
Ano.
That one is true.
Je jí
Not the
12,
typical
ne,
start to a new
15, nech
school.
toho.
That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Její 15, Virchamp, najdi mladší. To je čurák fakt, ty vole. To by je 35. Není, je mi taky 15. Nevytahuj mě, nezdrojstruj můj immersion.
I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course, and good luck.
I have family in Eindale.
Arthur's got you. You don't need to be frightened, little cat.
Je, čičo.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
Ty vole. Jasně, že tady je černošský charakter, ty vole, co zní a vypadá jako ultimátní nerd. Jasně, že ano. No nic, jakože nejsem překvapený, no. Já s tím nemám problém! Já jenom říkám, že to je naprosto očekávatelné. Jenom prostě přemýšlím nad tím, jestli je vůbec někdo schopnej. To je jedno, já to nebudu komentovat. Nebudu to komentovat.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
A je super, že Čeklaud začal dělat anglický dubbing pok.
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur?
No. My mother's a muggle, and as soon as the puffskein that my dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
Rowlingová pojmenovala Aziatku Chou Chang, co čekáš? No, a oni tam přidali trans postavu, aby neřvali ty vole, že to je prostě transfobní hra a pojmenovali ji... Jak se jmenoval? Sirinor Ryan. Nebo Sinora. Teď nevím, ale je to ženská, prostě jmenuje se Sirinora Ryan.
Nice meeting you, Arthur, and good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
Aha, jo, dobře, děkuji za upozornění. Aj, něco jsem rozmrdal, unlucky. A můžu věci rozmrdávat. Jo, interaktivní prostředí. Let's go. Můžu ještě rozjebat. Jo. Další koule. Je tady hodně koulí. Můžu si dát čajíček, OK. To hra má roleplay potenciál.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
No jasně, zástupkyně ředitele mě eskortuje ještě do třídy.
Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Že to tady klasy, jo?
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Tam je nějaká postava z filmu, nevím. Zatím jsem žádnou nezaregistroval.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Revelio.
Už jdu.
This way.
Doslova za ní hraješ. Já budu ve filmu, pak mám.
And educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Nigel's Black je
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
Je to zajímavý jméno, no. Ale tak Rowlingová, co bys čekal?
Simply cast Revelio on it and we'll see what the guide says.
Aha.
Revelio.
Okay. Že collectively. Field Guide Challenge. On the way to acquire experience points. Cože? Takže XPčka prostě jenom hledám v prostředí, jo. Wizarding level, experience, power. Your field guide tricks, you can change progress, like the changes menu to continue. Exploration Quest Combat. Aha, ok, dobře, fajn. Takže jsou různý způsoby, jak nabírat expy. Dobře. Aha, ok.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that.
Můžeš asi hrát hoříčky, ne? Aha. Jsou nějaký kartičky? Nebo co to je? Zapomněl. Roll.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Okay, fast travel, dobře. Two main areas. Left side of the map is where students and professors live, includes the house, common rooms and the great hall. A pravá je tam, kde se studuje, jo? Okay. Academic points of interest in the Astronomy Tower, Library and Great Houses. Common room of Hufflepuff. Like the library annex. Okay. Jo, dobře. Agrolův Ark Nemesis, Stunlocking. To nechápu. Jak by se někdo mohl stunlocknout na koříčkách.
These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get
Harry Potter neměl teda.
in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Protože to hrál 2 hodiny v kuse, protože prohrával. Omega lul.
You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way.
Praso mrtky. Nebo počkej, jak se tomu říká? Hogsmeade jsou prasinky, že jo? Jo. Co je Hogsmeade?
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade.
Jsou to
You
prasinky.
will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there
Máslový
with friends in due
ležák.
course.
Tam dělá. Jo, klasika.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Charms
Exactly
class.
what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Heckert in charge of our students' education in that regard.
Jak se tomu říká česky, auroři?
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
Bojovníci proti černé magii.
And you have much to learn.
Bystrozoři, jo.
Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time.
Český titulky tam chybí jak svině.
Of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Nechybí nauce anglicky. Ty vole, tak když jsem celou tu knižní sérii přečetl v češtině, tak teďka nemám kurva vůbec tušení, co je co.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details.
Je tato hra založena na pravdě.
Speak of the devil. Professor Fig.
Je to výmysl našich scénáristů.
Must have been burning.
Oh.
Yes.
Děkuji.
You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today.
Dobrý den, děkuji za resub.
To vůbec není o znalosti angličtiny. Neřeš je. Herďo, herkomrade.
Jo, no.
Yes, Professor.
A nemůžu, že v češtině přeložili úplně každý pojem, co tam byl, doslovně.
And I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Prasinky, bradavice, ty vole, ještě takový dementní název, že ti to ani nedojde úplně.
Last week, I performed a knee reversal hex on a second.
Hogwarts je vlastně prasečí bradavice, když to přeložíš doslovně, viď?
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping
Jak jako debilní. A je, někoho jsem triggernul.
Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Jaký enchant? Nejsi nějaký bloody, jo, filtry, no. Main questy, okay. Level requirements, okay. Dobře. Ty máš 150 stránek, what the fuck? Ok, jdeme na Charm Class. Charm Class a nejdřív.
The map is enchanted to help you find your
Všichni
way.
byli názvy spíše vymyšlený než přeložený. Ano, přesně, to je moje pointa, přesně proto jsem řekl debilní.
What with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand, you'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Prasinky zní jak kvasínky. Ten hog by se dal doslovně přeložit spíš jako vepř. A když Hogwarts přeložil jako bradavice, tak Hogsmeade by měl být přeložený ve stejném stylu jako bradavky. Chápu. Hog je divočák. A myslím, že to je jakože vyloženě samec od prasete i divočáka. Hog. Hog je prase! Korvine! Počkej, ale Korvin je z Británie. Google překladač mi říká, že hog je... Ok, je to divočák. Dobře. Bor je divočák, hog je vepř. Hog versus pig, what's the difference? Pigs are known by various names, from hog to boar to wine. In fact, in many places these names are interchangeable. However, you will most likely come across this name pig more often than not. So what is the difference between hog versus pig? Hog versus pig. On the face of it, there isn't much of a difference between these animals. After all, they all like rolling in the mud. And the sows, female pigs, be it feral sows or domesticated, have the same gestation period and in many cases the same mothering instincts. Say that there are similarities would be to state the obvious, however the terms aren't just cute nicknames. People give these animals in different regions. There are some actual differences. Hogs and pigs aren't the same. Hog je chlupatý prase, prostě. Tak mám se omluvit, že nemám pravdu, nebo ne? Já nevím. Takže hog rovná se můj fotr. Já to nechám na tobě. Upatý prase rovná se divočák. True face. True. Kde to jsem, kurva?
Revelio.
To pícinka tady. Ty to cinkne, ale... A jo, tady je nahoře. OK, tady je hovno. To bude takový prase bradavičnatý. No, podle toho je to pojmenovaný, no. Hogwarts. Okay, asi bych měl jít na ten main quest. Je tady full damage. Ta hra mě nenechá ani přepadnout, ty krávo. OK, no. Aha, tady mám různé spely. OK, nebudu si je zatím spoilovat. Já budu bavit významu, znamená to samé jako Dumbledore, což je hodný čmelák bzučivec. Metku překlad je dodnes geniální. Je určitě charakteristický, no.
There's something in there, I just know it.
Lenora. To je moje kamarádka.
Hello, Lenora. What are you looking at?
Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Nezapovím, že jsme natrvili kvůli schovaným věcem, no jasně, no.
Are there any other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
Aha.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Lumos. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
To bude tady dole. Změnil, že to je blízko, takže to musí být někde tady.
Revelio.
Ale nějaký králík. Co to je? Stránka! Pojď sem, ty svině. Pojď sem! Ty kurva!
This looks like the location from the painting.
Aha,
what could be so special about it?
Nebude tady.
Revelio.
Aha. Středověký čaroděj Gregory de Smarmy. OK. Tak tvar přátelství vynalezl. Co je tohle? Co si mám dělat?
Lumos. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
Jo, takhle. OK. Dobře.
I knew there was a connection.
Nice.
I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Jo, zmizel. Další stránku mám. To je dobrý. Tak, dostal jsem další level. Co teď? Nic za ten level nedostanu. Gear. OK, je to čistě kosmetický nebo ne? Neckwear. Oj! To je Pavel, real Pavel. Já mám tak malý čelo, ty vole. Peaky Blinder, jo, no. Oj, what, ej. Oj.
Just when I think I'm finished, I remember another assignment.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
Trochu mi tam chybí mimika, taky se vám to zdá tolik, čete? Že ta mimika není moc jako výrazná.
I found the location depicted in the painting and then I cast Lumos to guide him off back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Amit, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen that.
Aha, co jsem dostal? Dostal jsem nějakou robu. Tak obličej se tam navoluje. No já myslím, ale i ty NPCčka. Ty hrají z nějakého italského kurýra. Ano, ano. Italský taxikář. Já asi nemůžu to přeskočit. Je to podobně jako Detroit Become Human graficky, ale horší. A Detroit Become Human byl prakticky ten... Byl prakticky interaktivní film. Ty svině! Pojď sem. Akýho papír? Kurva. Akýho papír? Už jsou dvě ty stránky. Ty jsi to chvilku highlightovnulo, co to je?
Revelio.
To je?
Lumos. Revelio.
Jo, ok, dobře, no. Ty stránky lítají asi kolem věcí, co můžu... Roll. Ty vole, to je docela... To je docela hádanka, viď? 11 a... věc... Je dohromady 21. OK. Já nemám... Jo, to jsou ty obrazy pohyblí. To je hustý, ale... To je hustý, ty živý obrazy. What the fuck?
Off on another adventure, are we?
Jo, oni si ještě se mnou povídají. To je mega, no. Možná tyhle jsou tam z filmu, no, nějaký obraz tam bude. Jo, postavy reagujou na to, když kolem nich běhám, to je dobrý, to je actually new. To je actually docela novinka. Proč je to nepustí tudy? Nepustí, nice. Ale dvorek. Co to je, čestka? Co? Aha.
Revelio.
Dobrý, no. Ty krásno. Číčí! Oh. Yeah. Wow. Okay, jdem už na ten main quest. Je čas na další dialog, co je tady? Půjdu se asi nahoru, no? Tě reagují na to, když do nich střílím, aha. Je, další čiči! Počkej, je to čiči? What the fuck? To kurva je, vypadá jak pes trochu. Okay. Prdel, ještě nahoru musím. Už víme, co vyhrá na Game Awards. Tyjo, řekni mi nějakou hru tripláčkovou, ve které není možnost pohladit nějaký zvíře. To už je prostě biznisový standard. Hele, Leia. Ty vole, co to... Okay. Leia to přehnala s testosteronem trochu. Pohladil si ho v Dark and Darker, jo, pohladil ho mečem. Všechno možný. Další čičí! Počkej, tuhle jsem hladil venku stejnou. Nějaký achievement za to, že pohladím všechny čičinky.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Aha. Kde je učeníčku, mučeníčku? Měl být blízko. Charm skvás, kudy? Nahoru ještě, aha. Achievement by dával smysl, jo no. Ty vole, to je až na vrcholu nějakého mrakodrapu, ne?
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Aha. Profesor se stanlokuje. Begin. Ježiš, já to musím sundat, ty vole, já vypadám jak kreten.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Nacaj onaj.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Samozřejmě, že má africký jméno.
Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? Hmm? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Akio, you. Kurva, prokrastinace mě dohnala. Kurva, to je... Aha, já jsem debil.
Accio.
Aha, easy.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Accio Ligma. Accio Bomb. Když se řekne Accio, tak si vzpomenu na tohle.
I've always found that fun goes
Jak se to
hand in
pauzne?
hand with
To se nejde
mastery, as I'm
pauznout.
sure the Quidditch players amongst us would
Pauza.
agree.
Kurva.
So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Aha.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Aha. Co je Fortnite? Jo, no.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of...
Děkuji za padé.
Chytnout ty hajzle!
Děkuji, Johnny Hille. Vždycky vzpomenu na tohle, když se řekne Accio Bomb.
Learning the summoning spell Accio, one of the oldest spells in history. Simply say Accio, followed by whatever it is your heart desires. Oh, and don't forget to swish and flick the shit out of your wand like this.
Oh, Accio Bomb.
Run, stop! Whoa.
Ah, Accio Bomb.
Stop it.
Go on, Horror. You're the chosen one.
But Ron, what if I can't get it up? I'm so nervous.
Oh, God, you love your soul.
Oh, goodness, Ron, what are you... Oh. We're doing Accio now, Neville, but still very good. 10 points to Gryffindor.
Jo, no.
Only cartoons, yeah. So remember, children, it's Wingardium Leviosa. Swish and flick.
Ah, Wingardium Leviosa. Stop it, Ron. Stop.
Jdeme na to, jo?
Kurva, to nezestálo dobře. Asi sexuální harassment, vole. 7 sekund od Johnny Hilla.
Já tady nemám prostor na to.
Budeš to hrát pravidelně na streamu, nebo to budeš i offline?
Ale zítra to ještě zahraju, potom rastu a pak uvidím.
Oh, Wingardium Leviosa. Stop.
Ronald Weasley. It's Leviosa.
Oh, Leviosa. Stop.
Klasika. Na tom jsem vyrůstal, na tomhletom. Protože je ze mě takový vytříbený mládenec.
Out, you are summoning them toward you. Accio, the trick is to pull... That's it! Not to worry.
Ah, shit. Už to chápu.
Excellent control there.
Mhm. A my chceme 50, že?
Very good.
Pojď, nevchoď! Stůj!
Stay focused.
Do psí prdele.
Very good. points to Hufflepuff. Well, there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Musím dát ty tu Peaky Blinders čepici, to je strašný. Tu šálu taky, ty vole. Ty pičo, ta je dobrá. What the fuck? Jebe? To je svině. Akio bom. Ne, já to přehnal. Pojď zelenou, ne. To je v píči, GG. Co, ona to dotáhne zase na 50. Burka umí přitahovat, no. Ty vole.
Splendid!
Ty vole, teď ona to dala skoro perfektně.
That is how it's done.
Ty krávo. A už jsem se to naučil.
Well done.
Jsem stejně vyhrála, ty vole. Propleskám. Zhotí její.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
To udělal. Aha.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go.
Tak to bylo mega slabý. Aha. Děláš si prdel, ty volej, ty krabice ještě pomůžou.
There we go.
Akio bom. Ne, ne. Do píči.
Watch this.
Proč jí to furt pojebala? Jednou 50 to celý vyrovnám. Let's go.
That's it.
Be sharp.
Slabý, hodně slabý. Špatný pool game. Moc bych se neradoval.
Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Dobrý. GG!
Brilliant.
Ještě ty si vás vyrazit, aha.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Okay. Asi si se už o tom mluvil, tohle bude týden Elden Ring. Příští až.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio.
A teď jsem lepší než ty já. Vole, co skipnul 4 roky, ty vole.
I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly. I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year.
Wagadu?
My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
This may seem an odd question.
Uganda má vlastní školu magie, jo?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
Aha. V Ugandě nepoužívají hůlky, jo?
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Jak vypadá Wagadu?
Is Wagadu a castle like Hogwarts?
It addresses Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Lord jsou v Ugandě přebojníci v proměně na zvířata. Proč mám pocit, že kecáš?
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world.
Aha.
So yes, bigger than Hogwarts.
Největší magická škola v Ugandě.
It always felt like home.
Nekecá, aha.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Tak to jsem nevěděl, to je zajímavý.
I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course.
Uganda forever.
A word, if you would.
If you're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me,
Když
Professor?
Ugandenky je kladivo, co je Ugandan Wingardium Leviosa, počkat. A Helemora.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Easy. Easy. Mají to nějaký tajemství. Velký kulový leda. Co ty? Co ty šprté, vole, modrej? Havrané, vole. Co je? Šprtáš se?
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
Ty vole, skončí třída, on se v ní ještě šprtá. Neskutečné. To není šprt, on je tu po škole. Aha. OK, dobře no, unlucky. Nechtěl bych.
Accio. Lumos. Accio.
Hello there.
Accio, bam. Nic nejde to, fuck. Dobrý no, tak to je jediná věc, co jsem v téhle hře chtěl udělat. Když to nejde, tak už to asi hrát nechci a pro dnešek končím. Nemůžu si přidat prdel. Nějaký čarodějky. Jsem zklamaný. A odteď se připoju k bojkotu této hry. Sice z jiných trochu důvodů, ale... Tak či tak, myslím si, že tohle je ještě horší než ta transfobie. V téhle hře by šlo i RP. V každé hře jde RP, kámo, normálně. Já jsem roleplayoval i v Gothicu 1. Takže... úplně v každé hře jde roleplayovat. Mohl bych poprosit konečně využít tu moji vyzvenutou někdo za 60k, raid paní Teresa Blueberry. Tereska Borůvka, jo? A koupil jsi to? Počkej, proč to tam nemám? Začínáme, jo, tady. Fronta kontroly žádosti. Ano. Návrh na host. Artivej předevčírem. A dneska si to koupil Cat Pluto. Sám sobě, Cat Pluto. Hersex. Unlucky Arty. Budeš to muset poslat jindy. Nebo jestli ten Arty... Ten Cat Pluto to nemá. Online. Má to online. Havraspár Hard, jeden divák. Taky to hraje. Takže vítejte Cat Pluta. What? Tak já byl první, ne? Jo, ale bylo to včera. Koho jsme hostovali včera? Jo, vlastně no. Já jsem hostoval Herdynho, no. Unlucky. Musíš si to koupit znovu, Clueless. Aha. Hele, takhle. Je to návrh na hosta. Jmenuje se to tak, že prostě ty navrhneš hosta, ale já se tím nemusím řídit, jo, Arty. Takže tvoje pointy byly refundnutý, můžeš to navrhnout zase zítra. Dá se to koupit jenom jednou za den, pro dnešek to koupil Cat Pluto. Tereza tam má 200 lidí a kvalita uvidíme. To je celkom bra. Ty vole, je to doslova zadarmo. Je to doslova jenom za to, že tady koukáš na stream a najíždějí ti body. Sakra. Jako myslím si, že víc s tím počítá člověk, co si to koupil dneska, než ten, co si to koupil včera, ne? Tak. Dobře lidi, já vám děkuji moc za sledování, zítra se můžeme těšit, nebo dneska 18:00, no, je voleden, takže spíš ne, ale zase bude kratší vole, takže možná ano, nevím, uvidíme, můžete se těšit teda na nové vole, bude Rust komunitní event a potom na chill si zase prozkoumáme zase další kousek Hogwarts Legacy. Nevypadá to špatně ta hra, Chápu, proč tam lidi nacházejí ten appeal. By the way, Vojta už má stejně diváků, jako mýval normálně touhle dobou na nějaký jiný Harry Potter hře, takže jak jsem říkal s tou pointou, že ten hype opadne, už teď se to začíná projevovat. Stále si máš zprovoznit něco od Franty. Jo, já jsem mu slíbil, že to zítra bude taky, no. Tak jo. Pozdravujte Cat Pluta, mějte se krásně, dobrou noc, sladký sny a ahoj.